No one ever built a multi-million dollar business alone, or even a $1 million business alone. But when you start delegating or you're trying to delegate more so you can scale up your business, you might find yourself having thoughts like, well, I tried to delegate once, but when the job came back, it wasn't at all to my standards. So I probably just shouldn't delegate anything. Or maybe you think, no one will ever care about my clients as much as I do. I just have to keep doing everything. In working with women these last 9 years at Million Dollar Women, I've seen a lot of women struggle with delegation. And I get it. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'll be the first to admit it. When you start your business, you're all about doing everything to a high standard and making sure people feel that love and special attention and customization. But when you're scaling your business, it requires a whole different skill set, which is much more about delegating, automating, and outsourcing. That's so that you can focus on the part that you're really good at. We like to talk about the 5% in the Million Dollar Women community. What is the 5% of what you do that only you can do? And then how can you figure out how to delegate, outsource, and automate the rest? Now, if that seems unrealistic right now because it's just you, or maybe you have a small part-time team, that's okay. You have to start somewhere. But I want to share with you some of the pitfalls that I've seen that I don't want you to fall into. And I'll give you a couple of tips for how you can delegate better and make sure you can scale in a way that leaves you time to do the part you love and that only you can do. So some of the pitfalls I've seen when women are delegating is that they hand tasks off that they haven't done themselves enough times in order to explain it to the person. So maybe it's like, make a reel for social media, or I want you to fulfill this order. But there isn't actually a system and a process that has been established. So always do tasks before you hand them off and then write up exactly how it should be done. Because without some kind of a standard operating procedure, SOP, that's just a fancy name for a set of instructions so that anybody can do the job. Without that SOP, that crucial tool, people are going to be guessing at what you want done. And chances are you're not going to like what they do, and it's not going to be the same way you would do it. And if you've never heard of an SOP or you don't have any of those in your business yet, that's okay. I coach someone with a $1.5 million business who has over 20 employees, and they didn't yet have SOPs. It's never too late to start. We actually have some samples and some delegation tools in our free vault at millionwomen.com. So if you head over there, you can sign up for our free vault and get some of these delegation tools. I also have a whole video on the importance of SOPs and how to create them. So you can look for that on LinkedIn or YouTube. The other pitfall I see people falling into when they're delegating is not delegating things that are repetitive tasks. So repetitive tasks are great for delegating, like posting to social media or calendar issues, or maybe an onboarding process if you're a coach or a consultant or work in marketing, or you're a lawyer or an accountant. Onboarding your clients is a whole thing that you probably don't have to do. We have people on our team here at Million Dollar Women who onboard our clients to our group programs. Sure, I did it in the early days, but then I just wrote up a very robust set of instructions, and now it's something that anybody can do on my team. So think about what those repeated tasks are. And the reason I stress repeated, ongoing tasks is that it's going to take you a minute to teach the person how to do the task. And this doesn't even have to be a full-time person. It could be a virtual assistant. It could be somebody remote. That's what virtual assistant is. Or if you're lucky, they're coming in person and you can train them. But with a good SOP, anybody, anywhere can get this done. And if it's not a repeated task, you're probably going to get frustrated because it'll take you as long to teach them how to do it as it'll take them to do it. And then you'll feel like, oh, that wasn't worth it. The last pitfall I see women falling into is just thinking they're not good at delegating, or that somehow their business is the kind of business where they can't delegate. When in fact, I invite you to think about it as a skill that you'll need to cultivate as a CEO and as a business owner. It's a very important thing to get right, because if you don't, you're just going to have to keep doing everything yourself. And there's only one of you and only so many hours in the day. So I've seen this lead to burnout. I've seen this lead to people wanting to just quit their business, go back and get a job. When you first start your business, you're all excited. You love getting these clients and working all the time and talking to them at night, if you have a services business or whatever it is. But that gets old pretty fast. And, I've been in this business for 9 years and in my prior business for 10 years. If you don't have a team helping you to deliver, then you're not going to enjoy it as much. And if you don't enjoy it, you can't deliver at a high quality. You can't grow the business. And since I'm all about helping you scale, I don't want to see that happen. So please take it from me, and I'm going to just review these pitfalls in a minute so you don't fall into them. One is handing off tasks without the right system. So go watch my videos on SOPs. Two is handing off tasks that are not repeated tasks and then feeling like, well, it takes me as long to teach you to do it as it does to do it. Only hand things off that need to be done over and over again, so it's worth them getting it right. And three is not understanding that this is actually something you need to master. If you find yourself blaming employees or saying they're not doing a good job, whether they're employees, part-time, full-time, virtual assistants, then, take that finger and turn it back on you. If you read my book, $1 Million Women, you know that I have a mentor who said, all failure is a failure of management. So if you find yourself frustrated with people in your company, then probably you need to just ramp up your skills as a manager. I know that's what I had to do when I grew my first business, and I'm constantly reading books on management, trying to improve how I can manage my team. And I'm so lucky to have an amazing team who I absolutely adore, who are, doing fantastic work, in part because we practice what we preach and do all these things. We have great systems. We outsource and delegate everything but the 5% only I can do, like this show and the coaching. And that's how we've been able to scale over the last 9 years. So if you want some help with delegating, or you want to learn how to scale up your business this year, set up a call with us. You can just go to scalewithjulia.co and set up a call. And if you want some of these free delegation tools, head over to millionwomen.com and sign up for our free vault, where you'll get my chapter from $1 Million Women all about delegating and how to become a delegation ninja, a term I coined, and some other resources to help you get started on your delegating journey. So good luck learning this new skill. Thank you for joining me today. And until I see you next time, stay brave and go big and delegate. Bye.